Hey, what's up, guys? We're back again to play the most toxic decks in the game. The thing is, if you play these decks, you'll probably be winning a lot of matches, but you will lose all of your friends. It's actually that simple. It's a zero-sum game out here. And with each deck that we win with, we'll be switching to an increasingly more toxic deck, and we'll get all the way to level 5. We're starting at level 1, and as the stream progresses, it will get so much more toxic. Then in the comments or in the live chat, you guys can vote on if you think that my order was correct or wrong. Love to hear what you guys think. And I'll just be giving my explanations of why I think the decks are dirty along the way. And yeah, maybe we'll play with the most toxic deck at the very end if you guys have different viewpoints. I wonder if we can do a poll of 5 different decks. I think we probably are able to. But anyway, first deck of the day is going to be playing a Goblin Hut strategy with Goblin Drill. And this deck is annoying because if you try to spam into it, all they do is drop Goblin Huts and evolve Valkyries, and it's like the biggest bailout ever. The Goblin Hut defends against practically everything in the game that isn't going to be Goblin Curse, and then, you know, evolve Valkyrie can shut down a Golem Night Witch push all by itself. So that's one of the reasons why I just hate playing into this. For me personally, it's one of my most frustrating experiences. And all the decks that we're going to be showcasing today are played in the top 200 in the world. So you can trust that they're strong decks. If you want to copy them, they're all going to be pretty good. Let's get into it. Let's go. Let's run it. So strat here is just going to go for an Ice Spirit right out of the jump. And hopefully jumps on tower. Also, because you have a quick card cycle, like this guy's playing against us and he's running log bait, it's not going to be good for him. Just because I know for a fact that he'll be able to keep pace with his Goblin Barrels. So I should be able to log every single time he's back to a Goblin Barrel. So anyway, we're going to get a lot of damage. Goblin Drill, you want to drop on front so the Goblins spawn directly on the tower. We're going to get a Valkyrie down here, and I think I have to go for guards. It's not that bad. It's not that good, though. I think that, you know, the guards don't even die, so that's good. I could fireball this. I think I should. It is what it is. Ice Spirit jump? Yeah, nice. So, wall breakers are going to die here. I guess I got cooked. Well played. That's an oops. I did not expect Infuriation to get me like that, but apparently he's about it. So I should be able to get back to log, and I just didn't cycle the log. So, a little bit of a small brain Steve out here, guys. I'm not the smart Steven. Unfortunately, it is a bad strategy on our end, but could have logged that. So I could fireball if he drops anything more appealing, but otherwise it's not really what we want to do. We also want to mix up our Goblin Barrel placement or Goblin Drill placements. We want to drop in a spot that's less predictable. Even if you log, it's fine. It does kill the princess. Does not get an extra shot here. I think we want to cycle this Valkyrie on this side. Should swirl around and kill pretty much everything. Guy's played really well, to be honest. Like, credit where credit is due. He has kind of outplayed me. It's not fun when you get outplayed, but sometimes you have to admit it, and you just have to be like, hey, bro, you're playing really well. You know, I just got back from pickleball, just got out of the shower, and I was, like, ripe for distortation here. I thought we were going to distort this dude, and it seems like we are getting wrecked. So it is what it is. I'm going to go for wall breakers. We want to cycle to the evolution. I'm going to go for drill off to the side. I'm going to log. It might just end up killing these with the princess shot. We'll see. I'm going to go for guards immediately. And I would love to be able to kill the princess because that would just make my day so much easier. Nice. Dark Goblin's going to the Crux side for us as well. I just get a Goblin Hut down here as well. And then cycle back to our log with an Ice Spirit. The reason why Ice Spirit's in this deck is obviously because, you know, people do be playing that a little bit directly in the wrong spot. Like for us, I don't like that. I mean, I thought the Goblin Barrel was out in the wrong spot too, but I guess not. All right, easy fireball. We'll take that. And then I'm going to probably go wall breakers here because he doesn't have a good card cycle for this. He just uses cannon. I wonder if we get damage. I'd love to get some damage. Wow, he really got back there. Okay. All right, we're going to go for counter with a Goblin Hut. And then I can throw another drill here. And downside of this is I can't really log because I'm down quite a bit. So I would love to get a log, but can't do that. Can't justify doing it right now. Dark Goblin is such a menace. Such a good long-range answer to us. Get a Valkyrie down, and I think we're just going to log this. Definitely going to be better off for me to go in for wall breakers to pull back the knight. And I'd like to get some damage here, but it is what it is. It be what it be, you know? It be what it be. The Goblin Hut is going to shut this down, and it's unfortunate that we're playing into a fast cycle deck, because cycle decks like this, the one that he's currently playing, is actually on my list. It's just, I thought this would be a little bit better for us than it is, so it is what it is. Definitely better for us to play against beatdown decks with this, though, because obviously when you've got Valkyrie Evolution and Goblin Hut, they're pretty good against beatdown. They're not as good into cycle decks. That is a bit of a downside of this deck for sure. Usoff, one of the best players in the world, does play this deck that we're playing right now. He definitely is able to beat Goblin Barrel decks, but it is challenging, it seems. I'm going to go for our drill in the back, and then we'll go in for our evolved wall breakers, hopefully soonish. I'm definitely going to have to log on that in the later game, but can't really do that right now. And we're kind of in just a terrible spot. Like, I don't know if we're able to kill all the dark goblins. One of the reasons that log bait is toxic, as you guys are seeing, is they got so many range cards and so many cards that you want to log, and you can't hit them all. Even if you do have log and cycle, you really can't hit all the cards. Spoiler alert, log bait is very high on our tier list. It is definitely one of the most toxic decks in the game. So I'm going to try to defend this. I don't think our spear goblins are even able to kill, so that kind of sucks. I mean, it is kind of fitting that the first deck that we do play is the least toxic. It's just toxic when you're playing beatdown deck specifically. So usually we'll play to our opponent. We lost the first game of the stream. That's just how it always happens. We'll go to the next one. How much money to do a hot tub stream? I don't know, bro. I don't know if we could do that. I mean, I took a shower, so shower into hot tub stream? A little bit too much, bro. SirTag's perfect hair is definitely 7 elixir, bro. It is certainly hair right now. I don't know if I would call it perfect. Damn, we really matched into another log bait player. That's fun. Okay, so I thought we would like win that last game pretty convincingly, but I guess not. So I have to dial in a little bit more. And it's maybe going to be Mega Knight because we see guard. So this is a much better matchup for us. We're kind of not hoping to play into that Dark Goblin Princess deck ever again. Like, that was really awful. All right, we're going to go in for our Goblin Hut here. And then this is looking decent. We should be able to poop out more Spear Goblins. Great. That's the matchup we were hoping for. Thank goodness. So this should be a much easier matchup than the log bait one. I can't believe we got lucky, so we love that. I love that for me. I can go for wall breakers to kite the Mega Knight a little bit, and then I think we can go for guards after the Mega Knight jumps and misses. Make an Ice Spirit here. Probably don't have to do anything. We'll see, though. Should be good. Now, the downside of this is I have to go for a Valkyrie, and that sucks. Oh, thank God. We're not going to lose the game here. It's going to be bad. It's going to be a lot of damage, but I can go for wall breakers in the right side, and then try to apply pressure in the side that he's less likely to be able to defend. And he can't go for bats, so he has to go arrows. Unfortunately, he has arrows and zap, so that's kind of sucky. I'm going to go guards here, and he'll probably go Goblin Gang if I had to guess. I wonder if we're able to get damage here, though. He might not have the elixir to defend this easily. Yeah, this is a really good Ice Spirit. So we're going to get 700 damage, maybe? A lot of damage. That's a ton of damage. That is around 700, so that's good. We're back in the game. I hope we can get him to go in for a Goblin Gang, and maybe I can make a prediction here. I bet you he goes Goblin Gang. I bet he doesn't Mega Knight. Predicted. Oh, man. They always go Mega Knight. They always go Mega Knight. It's not even double elixir, though. Crazy that he was able to do that. I didn't think he would have the juice like that, man. I just didn't think it. Wouldn't have thought that he would ever be able to do that sauce. All right, so we're going to go guards here for sure. I'm going to make sure the bandit doesn't hurt me too much. Okay, so that is a thing. Most certainly is a thing, but we do defend, which is always good to see. I do want to go in for another drill here and probably not get Goblin Ganged, but we'll see. We do get Goblin Ganged that time. Damn, that's funny. I didn't think he would do that, but it is what it is. We'll be able to pull both of them, which is always good. The Goblin Hut is going to give us some value against his Spear Goblins. And I want to go opposite lane of the Mega Knight player every time I can. Generally better to not go in the same side. See what we can do, though. I'm going to go Ice Spirit, go for another drill, and get back to a Valkyrie. And probably be able to defend this semi-handedly. Not going to be the easiest, but you might be able to be okay here. Alright, cool. Yeah, we can go for a high Goblin Hut and high guards. And then probably pull the Prince. The Ice Spirit if we need to. I'm going to. Going for another drill here. Go wall breakers other side to force the arrows or the zap or whatever the heck he wants to do. Unfortunately, one thing is like Fireball plus Log does not kill Archer Queen, so that kind of sucks. I would love to kill this Archer Queen with Fireball plus Log, but it just doesn't work like that, so it is what it is. I guess it is part of the game. Also, that jumped, and that should not have jumped. Stand by that. I stand on business out here. That's gonna hurt. Gonna hurt like hell. One wall breaker on the left might actually hit. It does. That's great. Guy is fumbling a little bit. Hopefully, at least. This Ice Spirit doesn't connect. We're cooked. And it does. Very nice. So I bet you he kind of just plays Mega Knight on the left side and then all-ins me. So let's go wall breakers here. Seems like the type of player to just Mega Knight. So I want to prevent that possibility. Log. Good die. And of course he Mega Knights as expected. So this is looking a lot better for us. It's definitely not a W just yet, but as the triple elixir starts to happen, it's going to be infinitely more difficult for this guy to get good trades against us. I'm hyped for that. We're going to eat the wall breakers on the other side. Probably going to go for a Loggish. Another Goblin Hut here. Bam, some more stuff. Going for a drill. Looking pretty good. See, this is why our deck is toxic. We're just pooping out so many Spear Goblins. And, like, I'm sure you guys are witnessing, like, he's losing trades that he doesn't necessarily want to be losing that much. Another Hut. Ice Spirit. So this is the factor of why this deck is annoying. Like, without having cards like this, we wouldn't be able to defend so frequently against Mega Knights, and the Valkyrie splash damage on literally everything is kind of insane. Like, those type of things are just not how the game should be played. Personally, in my opinion, like, this is just toxic. You guys can have different viewpoints on that for sure, but I firmly believe that this is just one of the most infuriating experiences in Clash Royale, playing into someone that can spell cycle and or like defend with evolved Valkyries and kind of cleans everything up. So I'm glad that we were able to showcase why the deck is toxic. The first game really wasn't a good illustration of that, because just to be completely candid with you, the deck that he played, not only is it a good matchup into ours, I would say, because I didn't really realize how good of a matchup it was for him, but is also a more toxic deck. I do think that Logbait is more toxic than a spell cycle, fast drill cycle deck. So anyway, it is what it is. That's you guys will see. I'm not going to be changing any of the decks here. There will be no black screens. You'll get to see where I rank Logbait. All right, the next deck that I think is really toxic is this one. This is currently played by Wotop. I think Rail Recruits are really low skill. I think they're super easy to play. And whenever I play against a Rail Recruits player and lose, you know, it's not very skillful. You know, they're just like randomly spamming stuff. And when I play it, obviously it's the most skillful thing in the world. Just kidding. Like, even when I win with Rail Recruits, I look at it and I'm like, man, this thing is not very fair. Like, it's actually just not a fair deck. The thing with Rail Recruits is it doesn't require any good placements. It's more so macro decisions. So if you go for Railroad Recruits in the back and then you attack, it's something that is a win condition and it also defends at the same time. So it takes less decisions. So intrinsically, something that takes less decisions is going to be easier more often than not. And I mean, sure, maybe the decision that you have to make is like really difficult, but it's easier to make a few decisions well and compared to a lot of decisions well. I kind of lost a strong relationship with someone. Any advice on keeping my mind off it, says Logan. Yeah, main thing is just realizing that there are a lot of other people in this world. And like, if you think that a strong relationship or friendship is like the end all be all, you just have to acknowledge or understand that, you know, no matter who it was, like as deep as the connection as it was, you can always find someone else. There's so many awesome people on this planet, whether it's a friendship that just fades or a relationship that just wasn't meant to be, then yeah, there's a lot more people, so you don't have to worry that much. And I know that's hard to think about in the moment, but also doing things yourself, like engaging in new hobbies and stuff, that makes a huge difference. Also, Zappies are so good. Against beatdown decks, if you stun your Zappies in different cycles, so like the Zappies attack not at the same time, then you're going to be stunning multiple times, and that makes it a lot better. Also, him Fishermaning, I think he cycled that at the bridge. Maybe I'm wrong. I might have just been completely incorrect there. Looking pretty good for us overall. I think we can do a couple different things. I have a preference to go Goblin Demolisher and then going for Recruits at the bridge. And this is one of the reasons why I think Recruits are pretty brainless, is if you make pushes like this is not something that should be done. Like, I shouldn't be able to spam my Wiki Edition at the bridge and then get an even elixir trade or like get a trade that's favorable for me. But it works so well. The reason why Recruits are typically spammed at the bridge with the evolution is to take time away from the opponent. And like, look, the Demolisher hits the tower and then we have 2 Recruits charging at him. This is super silly. Like, this is actually just an insane situation. And then he only has Hunter in cycle because, you know, he just doesn't have a good card cycle anymore. And then we can go Goblin Diddy Cage on the Royal Giant, and then he has to go Hunter, and that should probably just perish. I don't think that this is going to go great for him. I'm surprised. Wait, how did he kill the Diddy Cage? Did I mess up the Diddy Cage placement? I must have messed up the Diddy Cage placement. I don't know what happened. I wasn't looking. I was brain rot playing my Royal Recruits. He used this Hunter, he used this Fisherman. I think I can go for a Monk Hunter with the Recruits and then just do this. Hopefully get away with this, and then arrows on top of other stuff. I don't know if we're going to be able to get another hit. That didn't happen. That kind of sucks. I think I lost. I definitely lost here. We'll see, though. Not over till it's over. And it's looking pretty over. It's looking pretty jover. Alright, where did this? I lost for sure. Man. Alright, well, I guess we lose the first game with every deck. That's just maybe how it happens. He got a giant shot off before it pulled in. Oh, that makes sense. Maybe I should have dropped it closer so that I would pull in faster. I didn't know how that happened. I don't know how he got the hit there. Probably shouldn't have gotten the hit, but it is what it is. What's up, Jake? Yeah, no, I guess the Diddy Cage was not interested in that. Not interested in the Royal Giant, unfortunately. All right, so Demolisher really is almost like a Giant Skeleton now. Yeah, no, it feels like a Giant Skeleton. It is probably one of the best cards in the game. Goblin Demolisher is just super, 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 super strong. It is great offensively and defensively, and in almost every situation that I play it, I find that I get value. I think it's going to kill the Dark Goblin, or the Firecracker, but I guess it didn't. So activate King Tower here, I think. I'm kind of surprised that didn't work out, but I messed up the placement, so fine. I was watching your videos during my work breaks. You should keep making the uncut ones. Oh, the live streams like these? I mean, these are not really uncut. They're just kind of chill, you know? Use Goblin Barrel instead of Hog Rider. I mean, you could do that, but the Hog Rider is a evolution that is not necessarily necessary. Whereas if you're playing Goblin Barrel, it probably needs the evolution. What's up, Tag? Doing good? Yeah, dude, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for stopping by and just being here. Appreciate you, dude. So we're going to go in for the Goblin Cage here, and then I could arrows on that, but I want to activate King Tower. We'll see how it goes. I think that likely dropping a Demolisher here will not get the King Tower activation. I think it'll just hit the cage anyway, so fine. It is what it is. I could have dropped this in a different spot, but it's like, it's not that big of a deal. We don't take any damage on our towers, so not that big of a deal for us. Go Zappies here, finish off the Knight, and then drop Royal Recruits at the bridge, and then arrows the Firecracker. So I think that's fine. I think that's probably our best play, especially if he wants to log and not have log and cycle for our recruits. This is definitely going to be a difficult defense for him. Anyone that has to play into Royal Recruits when they don't have splash damage, whether it's a spell or a Firecracker, having that not in cycle means that it's going to be a tough time. He could defend this, but I think he is going to take damage, and his elixir is going to be super low. So yeah, now he's kind of cooked. He used log, that means the recruit's going to charge, and then he has to spend extra elixir with the mortar, so he can't finish off the rest of our stuff. And then he's taking a bad trade with the mortar here, kind of wants to be playing that on offense, and then drop it up a little bit higher, but he wasn't allowed to do that. And now I can just do the exact same strat, where I drop Zappies, and then Royal Recruits, and then probably just win the game. It's kind of that simple. Is Lavaloon toxic? I think Lavaloon is pretty easy to play comparatively to other decks, but I don't think it's as toxic as these decks. I think that these decks just feel really insanely, unfortunately, unfun to play into. Like, whenever I lose against these decks, it makes me a little bit sad. I do think that Giant Graveyard is definitely supposed to be on the list, but I did not put it on the list. Maybe Giant Graveyard would be a little bit more toxic than the last one, or Elixir Golem. Those decks are not on the list today. So the other decks that I showcased, I think are slightly more toxic, just based off of, like, I think Elixir Golem is a bit easier to beat. So and Giant Graveyard, for the most part, is situational. Either of the decks that I'm showcasing today are, like, really, really hard to beat. At least for me, when I don't have the right matchup or whatever, these decks are pretty much impossible in a lot of situations. Obviously, if you have a good matchup, it's a little bit of a different story, but yeah, I super hate playing against these decks. All right, so we're going to use Electro Spirit. It's not going to chain onto anything, but it does allow us to get a bit of extra tankage here. So I'm just going to go drop Recruit to the bridge again, and then I'm probably going to go for a Fly Machine and then arrows away at the Firecracker. I think that's how we're going to win this game. That definitely is what we want to remove immediately as soon as we can. I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider here on the other side, so we get him to mortar there, and then we'll see if we get damage. I mean, doesn't really matter what happens here. Oh, he's got NATO. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, bro, having NATO and a mortar means that the matchup is definitely in his favor, or a little bit better for him than I would typically expect. But it's fine. It's part of the game. You know, you can't get good matchups every single time you play Clash. The fact that he had that is kind of funny. I think it's okay-ish for us, but it's not ideal to see someone have 2 Hog Rider answers when that's our win condition. But at least Royal Recruits are another win condition, you know? And then I'm going to try to continuously cycle back, so we'll see how we do here. I'm going to get back to arrows, ideally, on the other side. But the Tornado is going to be a problem. And the Firecracker will eventually die here, but man, that thing is such a nuisance. It's such a menace. Alright, so he's going to go in for that. We got to go Goblin Cage, and then we probably have to drop Demolisher. And then I think we're okay. I think that the defense is probably locked in for right now. We'll see how it goes, though. Maybe it's going to be a failure. Maybe it's not going to be as good as we want. The Goblin does not hit our tower, which is really good. We can go drop our Zappies here, and then we can drop Recruits at the bridge. It's just kind of an unfortunate matchup because of the frickin' Tornado. It's just, like, kind of crazy. He's doing that now. Okay, that's fun. That's fun for the whole family. Alright, so he's going to Tornado for sure. And fortunately for us, there's a chance that we can just, like, break through. He misses the Hog Rider, but he gets back to another answer. I think I barely lose this one, guys. By virtue of this dude just playing a version that I didn't expect, we did take a loss because the Demolisher didn't reach the tower. That wasn't really that good of a game, bro. You just ended up having 2 Hog Rider answers for whatever reason. Even the most toxic decks in the game can sometimes just get bad matchups. This deck is pretty good. It's just unfortunate that the dude had Tornado with Mortar instead of running a regular Mortar deck that would just have Mortar and then nothing else. But it is part of the game. Jack ignoring us? No way. My name's Jake. If you were to be able to give one piece of advice to anyone, what would it be? Probably just enjoy what you are doing in life, and hopefully you can make like the things that you enjoy something that would be like, you know, you try to enjoy what you're doing in life, and then like life gets better because if you're happier, a lot of times things just work out more for you. Try to put yourself in a position where you can enjoy more things in life. Even if it's like you're in a really bad spot in life, you still do something every single day that you enjoy. Whether it's playing pickleball, whether it's talking to a friend, having something to look forward to every single day makes things more memorable. I remember like just being super depressed and really sad and just like not really having things to look forward to in life and just kind of playing life on autopilot. And it was tough. It was really, really tough. And then I found hobbies and things that I enjoyed. And then even if I had like longer days or whatever, I still was always looking forward to something, and then made my life a lot better. I think that that's like the number one thing. If I were to give any advice, I'd say like try to have something to look forward to every day. I lose games back to back and then watch your videos and I get motivated, and then I lose the next games too. That's kind of funny. I mean, hey man, I lose games as well. As you saw in that last game, I literally just lost because bro ended up having 2 random answers to us. So, you know, that's part of Clash. Also in the first game, I should have won that, but the Goblin Cage did not pull in the Royal Giant. Apparently, it took like a Royal Giant shot for whatever reason. So we're gonna get Redemption Arc here. Our Goblin Cage might not be able to do that, but we're still okay as long as we can get some damage on this RG today. I should have dropped that a lot earlier, but still fine. I think we do kill the RG. Don't know if we're going to be able to get a great trade or anything like that. But if we do kill the RG, then we're going to be able to get some damage from the right side. So it's at least something, right? And we got something. It wasn't great. So identifying that we're playing against Yao Yao. That's funny because I lost to someone named Yao Yao in the King's Cup. Might be similar. Anyway, we'll go for our Zappies here. And then we'll probably go for like maybe a Hog Rider and then maybe a Fly Machine or something like that. We'll see. Okay, here's our Redemption Arc, guys. Here's our Redemption Arc. Does this work? Did it actually just... Oh, that's kind of insane. It's kind of gas. It's kind of gas, not going to lie. He lightninged as well. He's down a lot of elixir. This might win us the game. Honestly, I don't know if it will, but I'm going to try. So we're going to chuck this at him. He doesn't have a good cycle. He spent a lot of elixir. He should lose the game. But there's a chance that he wins this anyway, somehow. Some miracle. I hope that's not the case. But it's possible. It is totally possible. If he fumbles the bag and still wins the game, I'm very sad, sir. Anyway, the Fisherman is kind of wasted, so that's a vibe. Remember that this guy has lightning, so that's kind of sucky for me. In this specific spot, we could still be okay because we can go Goblin Cage and push this back. He's going to, of course, lightning again. And then I think we want to go for Royal Recruits. I don't know if we're going to be able to fully counter this, but we're going to try our darnest. All right, cool. So now we have to all in on the right side and hope it works. The left side will probably get defended a lot more, so let's go in and see if we can win. Unless he somehow gets back to a lightning and then cooks me. That would be so sad, bro. That would be so sad. I would never get over that myself because I think you played horrendously, man. Like that aggressive stance into us was just crazy. So we could have taken both towers there, but I want to guarantee you we could take left. So I went in for arrows and a little bit more with the Fly Machine. Man, that was an insane game. I do think that sometimes with Royal Recruits, one of the downsides is if you match into like a Mega Knight Valkyrie deck, it's not necessarily very fair. Or I guess if you're playing like Hog Rider and you match into like a Tornado plus Mortar, it's just like, oh, come on, man. This one I should have won as well. I messed this one up. That was a skill issue against the Royal Giant player there. But it is what it is. I do think that Royal Recruits are very toxic. The next deck that we're going to be playing is not this one. I'm sorry. I misclicked. It is actually supposed to be Witch in there. This is really, really, really insanely unfortunate for most people. Because if you play against this deck, they sit back. They spend no elixir. They just wait until double elixir. And then they drop Graveyards with Evolve Witch. And then the Evolve Witch is going to heal up because the Graveyard Skeletons die. And when the Graveyard Skeletons die, you get more like Evolve Witch health. And then it's just insane. So I don't like that as much. You refuse playing Viewers deck because they don't have direct damage. Why do you think it's necessary? If you don't have direct damage, you can't win the game. It's not like direct damage like from a direct damage source. It means like a win condition. If they don't have a win condition, they can't reach the tower, so they can't win the game against good players. I refuse to play like subscriber decks if the person doesn't have a real way of winning, because if they don't have a real way of winning, then I can't win the game, you know? It's kind of self-explanatory there, but, you know, that's just how it is, unfortunately. You can build funny and memey decks, but you usually have to have win conditions to win. Anyway, this deck is really, really, really good that we're playing, and don't think it's very fair for most people to play into it. It is fun, though, so I'm going to go in for a graveyard here on the left side. I would recommend not going for graveyards that often in single elixir ever. I would say that the best way of playing this deck is, like, waiting for the opponent to make mess-ups and then punishing them after they mess up. Because, obviously, if they're overcommitting into an Evolved Witch, or you get the evolution, and then, you know, they overcommit and spend elixir, they're probably going to lose the game on the counter push. If you have elixir advantages, it's very difficult to fumble with graveyards. So one of the reasons I really like this deck as well is just its strength into the majority of matchups in Clash Royale is nice. It's not very easy to beat with Royal Recruits. It's not easy to beat with beatdown decks. Overall, I'd say that the matchup advantages with this deck are insanely lucrative. And also, it's just frustrating. Like, no one wants to play against an unkillable witch. No one wants to play against a card that they have to have lightning for. But if they have lightning for it, then they won't have poison for the graveyard. So it's just, it's not easy for anyone. We're going to NATO that to the other side, so I don't have to worry about that. And then the skeletons are going to die, but then we heal up the witch, so kind of good for us. And then we can poison whenever we feel like it. I'm going to eat the archer's damage. It's fine. It doesn't really matter that much to me. Heck, I'm going to go for a poison here, and my witch might even survive a little bit longer, which is nice, obviously. I'm going to try to go in for a knight with the ice wizard. You'll be able to clean that all up. I could barbaro. I just don't want to spend extra elixir for no reason. I'm already be up so much that I can kind of do whatever the hell I want, but not going to do that. Just going to wait. Going for our graveyard here with the knight as soon as the knight crosses. And then I could tornado or poison. I think I'm going to elect to go for a poison for the guaranteed damage on the archers. He did stop our stuff from crossing the bridge, but that just allowed me to build up a bigger push. It doesn't necessarily matter that much. I could tornado everything together, so then the ice wizard does damage the tower, or not the ice wizard, the witch does damage the tower, but it still did damage anyway, so that's good. And this witch sucks, by the way. This is like not even the strong witch. This is the weak witch. The weak witch of the west, you know? She's going to be not even at her best. I can chuck more graveyards at him just to flex, because it doesn't really matter. He'll go archers and we'll poison. Probably drop archers in the back somewhere. If not, it doesn't matter. We can tornado them in. And then they will die here for sure. The witch will spawn some skellies. Sprinkle in some more damage. And we can barbaro to clean up all of his stuff. Even if he has evolved skeletons, it doesn't matter. And then we can go ice wizard if we want. I don't really care about it, so I'm not going to. I'm going to chuck a poison at him, and then the skeletons from the witch are just spawning, and like, things just unkillable. Look at that. Still alive. That's just insane. When you spawn multiple witches, and they don't clean up the witch because they don't have lightning or lightning Valkyrie or whatever, the game's over. So yeah, it's just a pretty silly combo. I think Evolve Witch definitely does deserve a bit of a nerf still. Or like maybe not as like, it's super overpowered if you don't have the right cards to counter it, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you don't have lightning or Valkyrie, I think the game is pretty much automatically over. And that's just part of how the game is. That's just how the game be. Let's go, let's go. Geez, you're brain rot. Yeah, I am brain rot today, but it is what it is, bro. All right, take a look really quick. Axel, thank you for the 990 MYR. Is that? I don't know where that's from, but thank you, man. Appreciate you, dude. Hopefully you're having a good day. Appreciate everyone being here. Let's go, let's go. Let's get it. How do I get evolutions faster? You get evolutions faster by just playing the game a lot. That's really the only way. All right, so that's our third most toxic deck. Now we're evolving to something incredibly stupid. I think that this deck is the best deck in the game. I don't even think it's close. I think if you're just spamming boss bandits and all-in at all points in time, it's pretty much impossible to defend. This thing definitely deserves a nerf. Out of all the decks in Clash, I think that this is like the best. So we'll see what we can do. All right, already. We're going to go Spear Goblins here, and we'll see what we can do. Oh, no, it's this deck? Yeah, this thing is just impossible. Like, if you're defending against Wall Breakers or Suspicious Bush, you're probably getting a negative elixir trade. Like, this guy, he's losing his Electro Spirit, getting a bad trade there. Then he's dropping a Hunter, which will also get a bad trade into us. It won't even kill the Dark Goblin. The Dark Goblin will survive. And then I should have dropped Dark Goblin a little bit differently spot, but it's fine. He's just getting bad trades the entire time. Like, the Suspicious Bush will bait out more elixir than it's worth. I can Fire Spirit and then full counter the Fisherman with that, so that's obviously a good trade. And then we can chuck a Wall Breakers at him. I could have dropped the Wall Breakers in a slightly better spot, but we're still going to get logged, so it's fine. I'll go Ice Spirit with this. I think that's fine, and then we can go Boss Bandit on the Monk. I wish that the Ice Spirit went in front, but still not big of a deal. I'm going to go in for Suspicious Bush. He'll probably pop ability, so then he's going to be down quite a bit of elixir. I'm going to go for Wall Breakers on the right side, so we have dual lane pressure. Kind of like that a little bit more, so then we get damage on both sides. Can kind of pick up where I want to go afterward. And then we can go in for other stuff maybe if we want. Like I can go for a Fire Spirit plus Spear Goblins here. Maybe just dash onto the... Okay, that was not a double dash that we wanted, but it's still fine-ish. We still might get the double dash afterward, right? That's going to kill. He doesn't have skeletons in cycle. Yeah, he still doesn't have a good card cycle, so we'll do this. Pop the ability again. He doesn't have a good card cycle, so he's going to take another dash. And then, you know, we've done a ton of damage on both. Kind of like that. This is how the game works if you play this deck. Most of the times than not, you're just going to get good trades. All right, so yeah, he loses that also to an Ice Spirit, so that's fine. And go Ice Spirit middle. He loses the Fisherman, so that's a good trade. He goes Suspicious Bush the other side, and then I can probably log... Ooh, that stutter was insane. I like how I said Suspicious Bush and I said it incorrectly. That's kind of funny. Anyway, we're going to get damage. He probably has to go and drop a Monk, and then takes a bad trade, and then he logs the other side. That means I can go Fire Spirit here. I can chuck Spear Goblins on top of the Monk. He is kind of hoping that he doesn't lose a tower, because if he loses a tower, the game is over. But I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to that tower. Well played with the Monk ability, I guess, but also not that big of a deal. He does lose the Monk, and then... I think I can do this and go for Evolve Wall Breakers because he can't defend that. Not possible. Yeah, there's no shot in hell that he defends that. Wall Breakers do connect on the tower, and that's the tower done. That is Gonzo. And he loses the RG here with no damage. And then he probably pops ability, so then he kills our Dark Goblin. Oh my gosh, he's not popping the ability. What is this guy doing? We'll go to Suspicious Bush here. And then Ice Spirit on top of the Hunter if we want. Yeah, he kind of just like is dead. I don't know what else to say. I think the game is definitely over. We're going to chuck stuff in opposite spots so then he can't go in for log on everything. And I think I want to take 2 towers here just to assert utter dominance. You guys know how it is. He's probably going to go for a Royal Giant in the middle, but that's not really feasible for him to be able to kill the Dark Goblin. So I'm going to go Wall Breakers here. The Suspicious Bush Goblins do end up taking tower. And this is a pretty dominant 1-0 victory, or 2-1 victory. As you guys can see, yeah, this deck is, in my opinion, the best deck in Clash. I don't think I would lose with it if I'm unranked or wherever the heck we are right now. Yeah, I wouldn't lose with this deck. It's really strong. This deck is disgusting. Yeah, so if you can imagine anything even more toxic than this, like, you guys need to brace yourself for the next deck. Pops on top 3 ladder decks midway through each season. This is the #1. This is by far #1, and it's not even close. This is the best deck in the game. It doesn't really have hard counters. If there is a bad matchup that has multiple small spells, you can still win because Suspicious Bush breaks through and then they can't spell it very frequently. Like, if they spell a Suspicious Bush, at worst, it's an even trade, and then they still have to deal with the Bush Goblins. It's just, it's so insane. Forces opponents to take bad trades the entire game. Next deck is this one. The most toxic deck of the day is a freaking Goblin Curse deck. And the reason why this is so insanely stupid is people just spam it and they don't know how to play the game. They literally don't know what they're doing. They drop Goblin Curse behind a Giant and then they all in. The reason why it doesn't have Goblin Giant is you rather have more evolutions that are more impactful. The Goblin Giant evolution is good and all, but these evolutions, the Evolve Zap paired with Goblin Curse, can kill Barbarians, kill Zappies, kill anything like Skeleton Dragons. Any Fireball Bait card will die to Goblin Curse first and then Evolve Zap. Kills Fireball Ace. That's the interaction that you have to understand because you will get way more goblins and it's just unfair. And then you rather have more tankage and not have a Goblin Giant. You rather have something more bang for your buck, which is a Giant. This is a really stupid deck. And it was also the best deck in the game in 2v2, basically. Not the exact same thing. A lot of strategies just ran Goblin Curse because of the damage amplification and the amount of damage you could get. So I'm going to go in for a Goblin Machine here into his bush, and I think that we're fine here. I could also get some damage with the guards and just be in a great spot, but, you know, this is kind of how the game goes. We're going to go for a Giant here. I'm going to Inferno Dragon on the Boss Bandit. Probably going to go for a Dark Goblin, and we'll try to snipe it with our stuff. We'll see how it goes. Love to get a little bit more love here with the Goblin on the tower. We can tap on this or up. Definitely want to rage it up if possible, so then we can get the Inferno Dragon a bit closer. I think the game is already over. I think the game's just ours. So, as you can see, this deck is pretty silly. Just beat the #2 deck. And it's just that good. You play it, you assert dominance with fast cycling spam, and you get counter push when your opponent's down elixir, and you win the game. It's really just that simple. So I'll just run it back, and I'll take the next tower too. It's just how it's going to go. There's not much you can do. We'll go, oh, maybe we can 3-crown, actually, with a Evolved Inferno Dragon. I think that'd be more fun. Why don't we just run the 3-crown right quick for the one time? So, yeah, we're dropping that right into the bushes, and even though it's a bad trade, like, it's still fine for me. I'm okay taking a bad trade here and there. We also cycled one Inferno Dragon so we can get back to another one. It's really good at killing the boss bandit, so I like that. And when he goes Dark Goblin, we're going to immediately go in for a bush. Goblin Curse, and then maybe Staff or Rage or something. I'm kind of feeling like that's maybe the play. Yeah, screw it. We're just going to Rage here. I want to get the Inferno Dragon on the boss bandit, ideally. If we can kill that, that'd be really cool. Yeah, that's nice. It was a good trade. And we got damage too, so I'll take that any day of the week. The main way to play this deck is mostly built about counter pushes because you're going to be up elixir when the opponent spams into you. So we're just going to throw this down real quick. It should be able to kill all that, and then I can zap on everything if I really wanted to, which I kind of want to, so we can get extra more damage. Drop this. We should be back to the Evo Zap soon-ish. That's going to be fire. Drop our Dark Goblin here. Do this. First Rage should just straight up kill the Dark Goblin immediately. Very nice. Drop our Goblin Machine again. Chuck more stuff at him. See how this goes. Could maybe be a 3 crown if we're lucky. Looking as good as we want it to be, being honest. Didn't even kill the Dark Goblin, but it's fine. It's not like it really matters that much. Chuck this. Go for a Rage. Get some goblins up in here. Then we steal his stuff, and then they become more goblins, and then he loses everything. So if you guys are at all not convinced about this deck, I really recommend playing it. The main thing to do is going in for the Goblin Machine paired with Goblin Curse, and then Inferno Dragon's good against things like Boss Bandit, or if they try to win bridge battles, you can usually Inferno Dragon. And yeah, I would say Boss Bandit is more so not as good behind the Giant compared to the Goblin Curse, and the Goblin Curse is like the main reason why this deck is so good, because if it does its stupid curse thing and it locks onto a unit, and then it throws a rocket, and then you Goblin Curse with it, you can steal a unit that's near their tower and turn it into a goblin while their tower is targeting the giant, and it's basically like a built-in goblin drill. Like you're getting goblins from your opponent, and it's so silly. Curious why one spell decks are more common. They're not more common. I don't know where you're seeing that, but they're not more common. One spell decks are really bad right now because a lot of people are running bait. So if you're running like one spell decks, you're probably just gonna lose every game. Unfortunately, that's just how Clash Royale is right now. Yeah, that's not true at all. I would say, like, if you're playing against one spell decks, then I'd be surprised. I'd say, like, triple spell, double spell are, like, way more common. Especially with, like, Goblin Curse. A lot of Goblin Curse players are playing multiple spells so they can kill things. Just kind of how the game works right now. If he has Inferno Dragon, I'm kind of cooked, but probably doesn't, so we'll see. Go guards here. We're maybe going for this. I wish I had Inferno Dragon, but you don't always get what you want in life. That's just not how the world works, you know? I wish it worked like that, but not happening. So I could maybe go for a Boss Bandit here if I wanted, but I'd rather go Inferno Dragon. It's just a bit of a better mechanism of guaranteeing that we get good trades. I'm going to zap as well. Use our Boss Bandit later if we need to, but trying to trade and cycle our evolutions as much as we can. I always have a preference of getting to evolutions because they're just like free elixir collectors that generate you positive elixir trades. So if I take a worse trade for an evolution, I'll probably do that more times than not. I could cycle Rage on the tower if I wanted, but I just want to go directly into him so then I can trade very neutrally and cycle more Inferno Dragons. I'm probably going to go Boss Bandit opposite lane and not go into that as much because we see that it's a level 16 push. They're building up a bigger push. It's a little bit more scary if I go same side into him. Maybe it's going to be a little bit more predictable. As long as we get like good elixir trades, that is. I think I have to eat more than I would want, which is okay, but not really the way that we wanted to play. Kind of sacking the Giant here. And I think I can go Goblin Curse on his stuff if we really want to. Yeah, definitely going to do that right now. A lot of free goblins, so kind of can't pass up on that. Unfortunately, the Executioner did kill them, but really not that big of a deal. I can chuck a Rage at this as well, so then we get more value. And I think the game's already over, so. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing at lower ladder, these decks destroy people. They're not really that fair. I think this is like a top 3 ladder deck as well. The other decks I showcased are definitely, you know, top 20, top 30 decks in the game. They're really good. But at the same time, like, a lot of these decks are based off of your own skill level, like what you're comfortable with. These are just really, really good decks if you want to play them, though. I'm going to straight up Inferno Dragon that, like nobody's business. If he does anything else, I think I'm okay. Oh, wait, we can show the Evolve Zap with Goblin Curse in a sec. It's going to be fun. If you guys haven't done this before, it's probably one of the most fun things to do in Clash. Rage this, I guess. So yeah, we can do that, and then we can go guards and pull the Prince ideally, and then go for another Goblin Curse and then zap on him. I don't think I played that perfect, actually. I kind of messed that up. It's fine, though. Oh, I'm dead, actually. Ooh, not good. I kind of spent too much elixir, it looks like. What was I doing? What was I doing, my dudes? Where was I going with that? Oh, no, he's going to Evo zap me? Wait, am I cooked? I might have been cooked. Yo, guys, I might have fumbled. I actually won the game, and I just thought through it. So that does happen in Clash Royale right now. I guess the game is a little bit more spammy than I thought. That was a really bad mess up. I should have went same side into him. I had the game won. Oops. Y'all let me know down below in the comments if you've ever done that. When you win the game and you're like, oops, I just tossed it. Do you like Korean hairstyles? Yeah, I think a lot of Korean hairstyles, or just Korean in general, a lot of the style there is really, really cool. Oops, I just missed the zap. That's a high IQ play, guys. I don't know if you've ever done that before. With the zap miss, it's just a declaration of dominance, telling them that you don't need the elixir. We can go boss bandit here. We'll dash. And then we can go for goblin curse with the giant, so then we can get more value with the bats, giving us free goblin. It works out in our favor, which it should. We're going to force a log or a spell or something, and then we can even rage this. I think we might just win the game with 3 goblins. Kind of crazy how amount of damage I'm about to get. The only downside is this is going to be difficult to defend, for sure. We can go for a good zap, though. We'll see. Might be cooked. Looks like I lose my tower there. Even if I go Goblin Curse, it's not going to come down fast enough to kill the bat, so we'll let it go. It's fine. It is what it is, man. It be what it be. The good thing about this deck is if you lose a tower, you can genuinely just come back and win. So that's another really fun fact about like Goblin Curse is like, even if Pikachu thunderbolts you and takes a tower and paralyzes you and you feel like the game's over, it's never really over until it's actually over. So kind of fun from that perspective. New champion, I think. Remember when you messed up that fly machine? I don't remember that fly machine that I messed up. But I'm sure that I've done it. I don't remember which one, man. I've messed up a lot of fly machines. I've played so much Clash Royale with Royal Recruits that, you know, rotted my brain a little bit with that deck. Oh no, he has Demolisher. Oh, this is going to be a lot more challenging than I would want it to be. I mean, he could definitely defend this. I mean, I hope he doesn't, but actually a reasonable chance. Okay, we're going to go Goblin Curse here, and then we'll see how this goes. I think we might have to Evo Zap, which I didn't really want to do, but see how it goes. Interesting play for him. He might get away with that too, because the Skeleton King isn't even getting targeted, so this just sucks. I mean, this is just peak brain rot at this point. That's a lot of value for the little guard, but man, that was not where we wanted to be at all. We definitely want to take the right side and then counter push after taking that tower. So the way to play is like go into that, and then after you kill it, then you build up a big push and win. We'll see how it goes. I'm an Inferno Dragon pretty early on, and definitely be able to kill the Demolisher, but I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced this is going to be amazing or anything like that, so we'll have to wait and see. Okay, this is looking a lot better for me, actually. So we'll take the trade that we can get. Go for Goblin Curse here, and then drop another machine. That will definitely take tower, and then it's going to spring into action and do a lot of damage to the Skeleton King. So I like this a lot for us, actually. It's not that bad. I do have Zap, too, so I think we could be okay, depending on how this goes. Let me get a good Zap down, and then right after, and then probably go Goblin Curse on this, and then go in for an Inferno Dragon. Hopefully be able to shut this Demolisher down before it ruins my entire day, but not the worst thing in the world. Also, I have Evolve Zap, and I have the Inferno Dragon Evolution, so I feel compelled to do this. I think we're going to go in a little bit more than I typically would. We'll see how it goes. Gonna 100% rage this up. Definitely going to think about going for some Goblin Curse energy and other stuff like that, but as long as we can kill that, that's fine. It's fully ramped up, but it's not going to do enough. So he's going to probably go into this. We'll see what he does. Would expect him to. If he didn't, that'd be kind of weird. I would love for the boss bandit to just kill everything, and he can pop the ability. It's not even remotely scary to me, though. I mean, the goblin, the boss bandit's going to go backward, too. Really smart boss bandit for us. Not really us playing smart, but our boss bandit is smart, you know? How the game goes. Alright, so we're going to get ready. Kind of expecting him to do some other stuff, but it is what it is. Wonder if that Zap is even remotely good. I honestly don't know. Kind of messing around and find out it, you know? That's how the game works. Screw around and find out, and your cards are probably going to win because they're just really good cards. And we're going to go for Goblin Machine here again because I threw the last game. I'm not going to throw this one. I'm going to play a little bit more safe. Yeah, free win. Nice. We win the game that we shouldn't win and lose the one that we should have won. That's kind of how Clash works. Peck is not a win condition. Is Demolisher any good? Yeah, Demolisher is one of the best cards in the game right now. It's super, super good. The reason that Demolisher is so good is like on defense, it essentially full counters a lot of stuff just because it's flash damage when it dies. Like a mini giant skeleton. I'm going to go this and then probably get some nice damage on this. If we can get like another hit, it should just die and get turned into a goblin. I think the zap was necessary for it to die. The first episode touching? What episode? Sneaky Golem? I don't do Sneaky Golem. Maybe. Maybe we... I don't really like doing other ideas that other YouTubers have done. I try to do my own stuff, you know? First time catching your stream. Hello from the Netherlands. Thanks for stopping by, bro. How's your day going? It's going pretty good. Played a lot of pickleball. Vibed a bit. You know, just having a good time chilling with you guys right now. Probably play 1 or 2 more games. And then stream later tonight when the challenge comes out. Alright, so we're going to throw this down and then get ready for a good Goblin Curse and Rage and see how this goes. Probably just win the game off this, honestly. I don't see any universe where he defends this effectively, so maybe he'll surprise me, but I think he just loses, so yeah, I don't know. Guess we'll find out. I think the game's over. He's dead. He's definitely dead. And SirTagCR's about to cook him. Kind of crazy how these cards just function at a higher level than most people are ready to defend. Like, there's really not much thought process. You defend, you get a positive elixir trade, you kill them. It's just that easy. Alright, so I can infer dragon. They'll probably get lightning or something, so it's definitely better for us to just do this and then guards on the hog. It's kind of weird for him to hog rider into that, but sometimes people do that. Isn't it fun? Yeah, pickleball is really fun. I've been playing it a lot. Alright, I think we can just do this and Goblin Curse if we want. Maybe even sauce out a Rage right here. Evo Zap if I really want to. Oof, didn't get the maximum damage. Still okay-ish. This is a lot worse for us than I thought it would be. We need to kill that Hog Rider and stat. Oh my god, that was not supposed to go like that. We were supposed to win. I don't think we're winning right now. This Executioner is about to cook me. I think I just lost, guys. Unironically, just lost the game because the Executioner. Unless the Giant does like 2 hits. He's just going to NATO, though. I think I lose. Damn, that's a really sucky way of losing Clash. It happens, though, I guess. I have to eat an entire Hog Rider more likely than not. And go Boss Bandit, maybe. I lose. I definitely don't win this anymore. That's such a crappy way of losing. I guess I didn't hit a good zap or whatever, and then I got cooked. Oh! Oh my god! We're back! Right when you think this deck will lose, it doesn't. That's awesome. That's kind of fun. It's definitely not fun for him, but very fun for me. We take those, dudes. Yes, sir. Chuck a Giant in here. Chuck E. Cheese. Alright, did we kill it? I think it dies, and then the Inferno Dragon's raged up, so kind of a vibe. Oh, it didn't die. That's fun. I love when that doesn't die. That's my favorite thing. I love when cards don't die, guys. I never get tilted by that. Anyway, it's not like it matters too much. I do think that like we have advantage here and then we eventually win, but like, man, that was not it. Like the Goblin Curse did not work as it was supposed to for me. That's one of those things. It's like, I guess you get used to it more you play, but it's interesting that it didn't work out as I thought it would. I'm always like a big Goblin Curse proponent. It's so good. Big Goblin Curse energy here, guys, only. Chuck this, Rage, Zap. Chuck it all, you know? Chuck E. Cheese. Did he actually survive this? That's insane. I think he would. Does it not kill with the rocket? Alright, it does. That's what I thought would happen. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Oh no! Crap! I might lose. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I actually don't know who's going to win here. This is really, really close. Oh! No! He's so toxic. He's so toxic. He's even more toxic than our deck. Favorite Agassi Goat Joker, current favorite team. Yours? Dominant team is really cool. I like Joker. I like Federer the most. My favorite was Federer. I just think his strokes are super clean. And then I liked watching Kyrgios, even though he was really toxic. And then, Djokovic is cool. I don't know. I haven't been watching as much recent tennis, unfortunately, but I always liked watching Djokovic the most, just because of how his fitness was. It was really fun to watch him like dominate. And still, right now, he's like 40 almost, and maybe he is 40. I'm not sure, but he's beating a lot of people that are super young. So cool to see that. What's the? Okay, sorry. I'm gonna go Goblin Curse here just to get some battery noise for us. Let's just rage this and see. Did I just win? The game might just be over. Damn, this deck is so toxic. Oh, my mind is not minding? Yeah, no, this is insane. I struggle with Goblin Curse and don't know how to play it correctly. Usually you want to combo it with cards like Evolve Zap. That's what makes it so good. If you're not playing it with the right cards, it's really, really hard to make work. But I think I just go Goblin Machine here. Could rocket on the balloon and not let me get 3 crowns, so I kind of like that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And maybe even like do something else afterward, but I think we're good. Let's kill the balloon and then I can just chuck more crap at him. It's more fun to play this way, like infinitely more fun to play this way because you're just way more toxic and your cards do more, and it's just, it's super hard for opponents to defend toxic decks like this. So that's the reason I play it like this. You guys can play differently. You can like choose to not play decks like this, but man, for ladder pushing, a lot of times when I lose with this, fully my fault, you know. I drop guards on the archers here too. What are your thoughts? No thoughts, just vibes, bro. Just vibes. Just vibes. When you hit with the hee-hee-ha emote, yeah. The hee-hee-ha emote when you like lose a really close match. That are brutal. Anyway, we can go for a giant here. As I said before, typically the best strat is to do Goblin Curse with other cards. Like the Evo Zap here is going to be clutch. Going to hold that stuff down, and then 2 Zap stuns with an Inferno Dragon. Bro was definitely cooked. Does so much damage. The Evolve Zap hitting twice with the damage application is crazy. Why is it impossible to win the 12-win Classic Challenge? It's not. I've done it a lot recently. Alright, so we can go in for maybe guards, do some other stuff if we're feeling it. Oh, nice. This is a fun game. So I can go Giant directly into that, Inferno Dragon right after, and then see what he does. The only downside is he'll probably Inferno Dragon into my Giant, so my Giant's probably cooked. But the thing is, I'll probably get a better trade with my Inferno Dragon than he will with his, because I'll be popping a Lava Hound, which is just intrinsically going to cost more. And I can Goblin Curse here too. And Rage immediately if we want. We can get a lot more stuff here. So our Goblins are tanking, so we win that interaction. If he arrows us, he's going to lose his Inferno Dragon. Mine stays alive. And then I get counter push here too. I think he just loses the game already. I think the game's just over. I don't think there's any shot in hell he defends this. Bro's going top 1 push apparently, but he is pushing downwards today. So this game is over, guys. It is definitely over. GG, well played, and a thumbs up. A wise surgical goblin once said. Okay, he's going to go skeletons there, but that's not going to be that good for him. Unfortunately, we don't take him out for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. You know, it's still fine. He could set up a Lava Hound push. We don't have Inferno Dragons. Like, not ideal. I should have played that better. I think I should have went for some other stuff instead of cycling the Goblin Curse there. I could lose this game, actually, after that. It's fine. We'll see if we can still win. I don't like my card cycle that much anymore. I'm going to go Goblin Machine and guards here, and he'll Inferno Dragon the wrong side. So that's exactly what we wanted to see. I didn't know if that was going to work out, but it worked out really well for me. All right, we're going to rage this up, and then I have Inferno Dragon Evolution, so that's cool. I also have Boss Bandit, and I have Zap, so I actually don't know how the Zap does against the Inferno Dragon here just by itself. We'll see. Probably good enough. Yeah, it's good enough. So, really good trade. We killed the Inferno Dragon for 2 elixir. I did take some damage, but that's to be expected. I can throw down a Giant and then another Goblin Machine, and then he probably can't Inferno Dragon for a little bit, so we'll see what he does. Oh, he does have an Inferno Dragon immediately. Never mind. It's kind of funny. Oh, no. That's kind of tragic. All right, we win that interaction at least. And then I think I can go Boss Bandit here and then cycle back to another Inferno Dragon, because it's going to be pretty much impossible for us to do anything else. I think we just want to win this way, honestly. I think this is probably the play. I don't see any other option, honestly. I'll just Inferno Dragon and then kill that in 3 crown. So, pretty free win. I'm more of a Sinister Services Elijah. Damn, you guys are crazy. What's your guilty pleasure card? No matter viability, mine is Furnace. Furnace sucks. I wouldn't recommend playing it. It's a really bad card, man. Whenever I look at Furnace, I'm just like, this card doesn't do anything. It does nothing. It literally spawns fire spirits that don't even jump on the tower. Yeah, this deck is so good. Yeah. Also, if you guys are enjoying the stream, drop a like on the video. Helps me out. Lets me do more content. I'd really appreciate it. All right. So we can chuck like a zap on him just to get some damage. This time we're not going to miss the tower. Imagine missing the tower. Couldn't be me. I'm going to go for Goblin Machine. Drop it in a little bit. Oh, I didn't even need to. I forgot that Barbaril dies there. My bad. I'm a little bit of a silly sir. I did use my zap, so I can't win against this Inferno Dragon. So that sucks. Goblin Machine cycled into that. It's just not great. Who knew this guy would be this much of a menace? We do win this interaction against his Dark Prince. That's always good. And then I could probably rage this up to win this interaction as well. Okay, that's not going to be a win at all, but it's still not bad. You think that we're okay-ish here. And then I can activate King Tower against the Electro Dragon. So that's a good trade. Take that any day of the week. And then I can go Giant in front of this because he doesn't have Inferno Dragon cycle. We've got the King Tower activated, so that will definitely help out in the long run. Don't know how well this is going to work right now, but we'll see. Oh, this is a really bad zap. I don't know. I'm a interesting individual for that one. But I've also popped ability. I think I get to go guards here, and I'm kind of okay, but not the best gameplay. Imagine he just freezes me and he somehow defends. Oh, wait, this is kind of cooked. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the Inferno Dragon down as early as I need to. Okay, yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. If he zaps this or freezes me, I actually just lose, though. A little bit scary, not going to lie. A huge fan of that interaction at all. So he's going to have Electro Dragon Evolution, right? So that's a bit of a doobie. Maybe you can go for like a Goblin Machine here. Kind of in a bad spot. I really like how I played this game so far, guys. I think I've played this one pretty poorly. Wait. Yeah, no, this kind of sucks. I don't know how it's going to go, but I guess we'll find out soon. Wish we were able to hit that, but it's fine. I don't like my card cycle at all. Yeah, I don't really like that card cycle. I'm not going to lie, the card cycle kind of sucked. We lose the tower here to the Golem, and it's exploding too. Rough. And then he has Electro Dragon, so I think I just lose this game, honestly. I think this game is cooked. Unless he does that, and then I somehow am able to make something crazy happen, but looking really rough. Giant should pretty much die. Maybe we can do something here. Maybe a little bit of cookage. Not premium cookage, but it's decent. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe he's able to reset this and win. I hope not. A little bit of fumblage from him, but the Inferno Dragon is going to be a menace as well, and I can't really kill that. He should just set up a Golem and then Inferno Dragon me. Electro Dragon needs to die, though. I don't know if we can kill it. Alright, nice. This is really good. Actually, really, really good. I think he messed up quite a bit. The Electro Dragon also isn't chaining on to what he needs. Oh, it is? Is it? Okay. I thought it would. It wouldn't, and then it did. Probably because he, like, moved everything. Yeah, I can't really kill Electro Dragons with this deck, can I? Pretty rough. But, maybe it's good. Go Giant. Nice. I didn't expect that to take the entire tower, but I guess Boss Bandit's actually just that good. It's kind of crazy. We don't even have anything for Electro Dragon Evolution, guys. Literally nothing in this deck kills Electro Dragon Evolution. Oh, that's hilarious. That's crazy. Hog Cycle? Yeah, Hog Cycle's toxic for sure, but... Alright, we're just gonna zap the tower to get to the evolution. Cookage, Fumblage, SirTag speaking his own language? Nah, I got my own language for sure. Alright, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cycle Inferno Dragon in the back. It's kind of unfortunate. Not really like the best play or anything like that, but we'll see what we can do. Little Goblin Machine, I have Curse and Rage. Left here. Not even remotely good for me, but if I can kill the Inferno Dragon, I guess I'm okay. Maybe. I don't think that's pulling to the other side, guys. That pulled one skeleton dragon. No, not like this. Does it kill the balloon? Or do I get zapped and lose? Okay, I get zapped and I lose. That kind of made sense. I figured that would happen. I was like, you know, there's a chance. There's a small chance that this dude doesn't do that to me. All right, so we can do boss bandit. I think that's a little bit better than dropping a giant. This seems a little bit more scary. We have evolved zap and rage, and we've got goblin curse, so this could definitely take tower. We'll see how it goes. Love to take the entire freaking tower here, but can't guarantee anything like that. We're just gonna try. We can do some cookage. Oh, that's some premium cookage. What am I talking about? We got some cookage. That's nice. Evo archers are toxic. Yeah, Evo archers are pretty good. I could Evo zap this and maybe do some more damage to the 3 crown, but I'm not gonna try to do that. I don't think it would take the tower. If it was healthy, if it was like full HP, I'd probably do that. I'm likely 3 crown him, but not how the game works, you know? Can't manifest that. Alright, so he's got Valkyrie. He doesn't have the evolution though, so I think we just do this and then chuck this at him. See how it goes. He Inferno Dragons me, I'm just screwed, honestly. Maybe not super screwed, we'll see. Oh, it's just retargeted on the wrong thing. That's fun. You know, sometimes I look at the Goblin machine and I'm like, what are you going to hit with your rocket? And then it just doesn't hit the right thing. I'm like, oh, that sucked. Funny when it doesn't happen, but it also, I wish it did. You know, I wish it worked the way I wanted it to. Okay. Chuck a giant here. Maybe go Goblin machine as well and see how this goes. Okay, that's dead stuff for us, unfortunately. That's really crappy. The Valkyrie's out of cycle, though, so maybe we can do this. I don't know how this is going to go, but I think it goes okay. Oh, the Valkyrie's back. That's not good. That's not good, guys. That's pretty bad. That's actually really bad. Oh, no. It's tragic. Hey, that's pretty bad. Can we maybe just put enough damage here to kill his stuff? I don't think it's possible, but I'm always trying, you know? Alright, so I think I have to cycle this, and then maybe defend this with a Goblin Machine, and then curse for lucky. Oh, I'm so screwed. This game's over. You ballooned me. That's over. It's game. GG, man. I didn't think you'd do that to me. How could you? How could you? Do you like Indian street food? I've never had Indian street food. Probably would, but I'm not 100% sure. I really like curry. I really am a huge fan of curry. I like Japanese curry, I think, the most. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if there's other curries that I've been missing too. Sneaky balloon in the pocket. Yeah, not even that sneaky of a balloon, though. It's just like a full-on balloon. Let's go, let's go. We can go giant as well. If Log could take out Firecracker, that'd be amazing. I concur, sir. I concur. But we're still chilling. Activating King Towers to Firecrackers. Not that big of a deal. I could go Boss Bandit here, but I prefer to go Inferno Dragon. I should be able to do this. Holy hell, this guy is not going to have a fun time with that giant. Oh, we're playing ping pong with our goblins today. What the hell is happening here? That was wild. We were just throwing goblins back and forth, back and forth. Let's go, let's go. All right, so we can go giant and then spam more stuff. Sneaky balloon in the pocket is the play, obviously. Evo Valk obliterate an entire push, yeah. Evo Valk is a little bit overpowered. Level 12, 10 Cursed Ultimate Champion? Yeah, that's why. He can't do anything here. I mean, if he does, it's just not a good trade. So we'll take it. Throw this down and maybe even rage if we're feeling it. Can I have AM, to be honest? Do some extra damage. Evo Zap is so good. Kind of insane how good of a card it is. I think this is good because it will end up killing the goblins, and then I wonder if I'm able to get extra damage off of that because of that. I think so. I mean, the rocket's going to hit the tower too, so it might not kill the Firecracker, but I don't really care. It's all good out here. You guys know how it is. You guys know how we do out here. Up from Japan? Dude, thank you for stopping by all the way from Japan. Blessed to have people here around the world. So I'm going to just chuck a giant here, and that's going to kill the Inferno Dragon, but like whatever. Definitely just going to go Curse, Rage, all that shenanigans. Funny that we're throwing goblins back at each other, but like his stuff's just going to die, so it doesn't really matter that much. And I'm going to zap this if I really need to, which I don't really need to, but game's over. I mean, this was a really free win. I didn't have any stress. I just had good vibes and good games, and easy win. So I think we're going to chuck a boss bandit here, maybe later, really. I want to Inferno Dragon more so than anything else. Goblin Curse Rage. Like we'll zap if we really need to. I kind of want to, you know, get some extra love out here. Oh, that kind of sucked. He was able to defend that. I really wanted to 3-crown him. That's fine. This wasn't even a challenging game, so I think we can go for one more. I saw this dude literally push from 7,500 to 9k with 0 deck. Witch, Mother Witch, Monk, Evo Skeletons, Evo Inferno Dragon, Cannon, Barb Barrel, Royal Delivery, Poison. That crazy 3-crown like 90%. I mean, I would also lose 0 games from 7,500 to 9k with pretty much any deck. Doesn't really matter what deck they're playing, you know, at that range. I played for 5 years off on and on though. Yeah, it makes sense, man. I mean, if you take breaks, it's gotta be nice to, you know, come back to the game and feel recharged. So I'm going to giant in the back, and a little bit unfortunate we're playing against Skeleton Dragons. Probably going to be some type of deck that I don't want to cycle my Inferno Dragon against. If I cycle my Inferno Dragon, I'm probably not going to get a good trade, so I try not to if I don't have to. I'm going to go Goblin Curse on the Skeleton Dragon so it does die, and then, yeah, he actually is going to have an Inferno Dragon of his own. That's bad for me. I don't like that at all. I don't like that one bit. If he is able to preoccupy us, I'm kind of cooked. Yeah, this is really bad. This is super awful. I can't really do anything here. Guess I'm just going to go guards and then defend minimally. And maybe go in for a Goblin Machine afterward, depending on how we find ourselves in this position. Guess I can go for a Machine here and pull the Inferno Dragon. Why is that going backwards, man? That's really lame. That's super lame. That's actually crazy. It went backwards instead of in the correct direction. I think I just lose off that, to be honest. I don't think I can defend this. I think I just lose because that went in the wrong side, but hey, that's part of the game, I guess. Sometimes cards just do that. They really do. I don't know how that went back. I mean, did he have something near my tower, or did I just get like unlucky? I don't know. Kind of sucks. It should have went to the right side with the skeletons, and then the Inferno Dragon would have got pulled, and then we would have had enough elixir to defend the other stuff. But it didn't go out that way at all. I think I can cycle maybe do the Inferno Dragon evolution and get lucky. It's gonna be hard to say if we can get that. Another lava, so raid. I don't think it's raid. I mean, Lava Hound's definitely a good matchup for him, but it's fine. It's all good. I think that, you know, you get good matchups and bad matchups, and you're more likely to remember the bad matchups. Also, like that interaction was the main reason that I lost, not really the matchup. Interaction was really unfortunate. There's also something that I could have maybe foreseen. I don't know. I didn't see that happening, but, you know, maybe I could have. I can go Goblin Curse on the Lava Hound too. Probably be okay. I don't want to zap this, really. I want to go other side. Yeah, I will zap this and Goblin Curse it, I guess. That's fine. These are okay things. Not good things, but they're okay. The goblins are going to do a lot of damage, so there's that. Does lose the Inferno Dragon, so that's good. Yeah, that really should have hit the tower, but I guess it's fine. He's going to probably lightning this, if I had to guess. We have some good ways of getting damage here. I think we take tower. Must have messed that up quite a bit, to be honest. If I rage, does it die? It really didn't die. Damn. I spent a lot of elixir, though. That's not good. Oh, that was a terrible play. Alright, assuming our Inferno Dragon kills his Inferno Dragon, we might just win. Oh, I forgot he had barbs. Never mind, I just lose. And then I just cycle my only anti-air defense. I don't know if you realize it's my only anti-air defense, but it is my only anti-air defense. So I think I just lose. Yeah, I'm so cooked. GG. I tried. I messed up there. Can't really defend this very easily anymore. Inferno Dragon. That is such a hard card for us to kill with our current state of affairs. Yeah, he's just going to keep spamming stuff at this point. GG. GG. Bad for me, but it's a GG. I wish that didn't happen, man. I wish that the Inferno Dragon to the left got kited to the right by a Goblin Machine that correctly went to the right side, but it didn't do that to me. It didn't do that. It went backwards for whatever reason, man. It really should have gone pulled to the right side. It's part of the game. Hey, Tag. I still have lots of my mind. I hope your stream will help. Yeah, I mean, you just got to cool off. If you're just racing a million miles an hour in your mind, you have to understand, like, whatever you think in your mind will not really, like, change the outcome of how things are in life with that specific person. And the best thing is to, like, move forward and just, like, have happy thoughts about hobbies or things that you enjoy. Like, try to replace that time with other stuff. What I recommend, man. There's, like, the more you think, the worse it is for you on that stuff. It's just, like, wasted time. At least that's the thing that I've realized is, like, you know, you could reenact, like, specific spots with friendships or relationships and, like, try to think, like, oh, like, what could I do to change this, X, Y, and Z. But after you realize that, like, not really worth it that much, you know? A lot of time that you're spending on that stuff. Better spent on other endeavors and different friendships, different relationships, different stuff later on. Remove Dagger Duchess, he's trash. I'm not really changing the deck that, you know, the top ranked player in the world is playing, brother. Not going to do that, you know? If the best players in the world are playing a deck a certain way, then, you know, obviously, like, the deck is going to be played better that way. Maybe there's a specific matchup like Lava Hound that's a little bit weakened, but you can still use, like, Inferno Dragon to a pretty good capacity and do well into that. Alright, so I'm likely going to have an okay interaction here. I don't like having my rockets reflected, but still fine. Wish that would hit the hunter, but it's okay. I don't like that the hunter's hitting my tower there for a couple shots, but at least the shotgun shells went on the wrong thing now. This is good. I mean, Rage is definitely better than dropping a Zap for sure. Like, I'll take that any day of the week. Get a lot of damage on that, and then the Fisherman dead for sure. He has Hunter in cycle, and that's not going to be great against our spam. So if he goes Hunter, I might be able to just kill it all-inning right now with a giant goblin, giant guards and all that stuff. Like, I'm going to chuck this and then probably Goblin Curse on the Hunter. We'll see how this goes, but I think this is pretty good. One more rocket, and then it's dead. So that's a very, very dead card that he wanted to use on defense, and probably one of the better cards he could use. And now he doesn't have anything for the Inferno Dragon in cycle, so we can just drop that. If he goes in for an RG, he loses this interaction. We can go guards here, so that he pulls the wrong thing. Giant here. He doesn't have the Fisherman Evolution anymore, so that's really bad. Or sorry, the whatever the heck Evolution anymore, so that's good for us. We can chuck this. Going for a Rage, probably get a lot of damage. See how it goes. Maybe even Zap if we're feeling it, which I'm definitely feeling it. Probably takes us the win right now. See? A broken card doing broken things. Kind of how the game works right now. Really strong cards will generally win you matches. We'll throw that rocket if we're not unlucky, which I guess we're pretty unlucky. Fine though. We're going to get that pulling. And then he loses that interaction. Let's see lightnings, which I don't think he can because he has to defend this. And then we just chuck this, and then chuck this, and then chuck that, and then he chucks the game. As you can see, this deck is pretty freaking good. I want to go to 2,000 medals just for the fun of it. Uneven Parity, thank you for the $2. 21, showing up every day till 1 million. Dude, 1 million days would be insane. I feel like we could do it, though. I feel like we could do it, brother. Get 1 million streams. We're at like 3,000 videos. SirTag, like, real great life advice? I don't think it's, like, anything exceptional. I think that's something that you would probably hear from most people that have went through, like, relationship breakups and just, like, stuff in general. The more that you think about things that you can't necessarily change, the worse it is. Like, I think that's, you know, it's just normal. You know, it's just maybe something that you don't necessarily put into practice as much, but it's advice that I wish I, like, took to heart a little bit earlier in my life, for sure. I wasted a lot of time on that stuff. Like, thinking about, like, friendships when they just didn't work out, and, you know, I was like, damn, like, that sucks. But in reality, like, a lot of times it's just meant to be, you know, it's meant to be different people. He's only useful against bait decks, right? What do you mean? What bait decks? Like, Inferno Dragon, Boss Bandit? No, these cards are great. Like, all the cards in this deck are good. Oh, sorry, Dagger Duchess, only useful into bait decks? Nah. Dagger Duchess is extremely useful. It kills, like, spirits, barbarels, things that you don't necessarily have to respond to. Cheaper cards that your opponent might be spending, you don't really have to respond to. So like, it just allows you to defend less elixir, and it lets this deck pop off in single elixir a lot more frequently. It lets you be more of a moron, which is exactly how this deck is meant to be played. If you're bad at the game, you're generally going to get away with a lot more, and you can win more games just being stupid. So, I mean, really, you shouldn't be allowed to do plays like this and play a deck like this one, but it's really good because of Dagger Duchess. You could play it with Princess Tower, but it's going to be worse. I can maybe go Boss Bandit here as well. I don't want to go guards, though. Even though he's going to have Prince, I kind of want to get some damage. Ideally, we're able to, like, do that and see how it goes. Oh, we have Evolve Zap, so this will be really, really fire for me, I think. We'll see. I'm going to go Boss Bandit and then chuck an Evolve Zap soonish. Not immediately, but I'm going to do it now. We do kill all this stuff. And maybe good to go Giant in front of this as well. Looking really, really good. This is a lot of stuff counter pushing, so see how it goes. Don't necessarily get to kill anything, unfortunately. I don't think I played that really well. But we do get damage, so there's that. I want the Prince to go on to the guards, ideally, and then the Dark Prince go to the other stuff, so I played that pretty well. I don't know if you guys saw, but I isolated the Dark Prince on the Goblin Demolisher, and then the Prince on the other thing. I don't know why I dropped the Goblin Curse. That was pretty freaking stupid, but you're not allowed to always play well, guys. Sometimes you're supposed to be dumb-dumb. You're allowed to be a dum-dum in the Clash, in the arena. Not everyone's a goat in the Clash Royale arena. I'm definitely not. I wish I was played perfectly every game, but I certainly mess up way more than I would want. All right, we're going to chuck a Goblin Curse here and a Rage and see how much damage we can get. Hell, I'm going to go Zap as well just to get more value. I'd love to win the game with the Goblin. Yeah, that's over. I was going to say the Goblin Curse giving us a Goblin, but yeah, we didn't really get the Goblin. We just got full-on stupid spam damage, so... We get to 2,000 medals from 1,800 with Toxic decks. It's not really a big push or anything. I could go much higher if I wanted to. But I kind of want to just showcase how like good these annoying decks are. And the first deck of the day was really cool and all. But, I mean, it does lose to spammy cycle decks. The best deck was this one. I didn't even play it that much today. I've made way too many videos, played way too many live streams using this. And I'm sure you guys are sick of it. This one I think is more unique and interesting because a lot of people are using the wrong deck. Everyone's using Goblin Giant, which is just way worse than the Giant version. So this is the best deck to play. You could maybe play this with, you know, Princess Tower. Maybe it's okay. Finland says, GG, I was a Lava Hound player. I can't believe I played against you. I played against a lot of Lava Hound players. I don't know which one you were, but GG, you probably beat me. Funny title. Yeah, no, it was a fun title, fun video. I'll see you guys later tonight, all right? I'm going to be live as soon as this challenge hits. So I'll see you guys in about an hour and 14 minutes. No matter when or where you guys are watching, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Seriously, thank you guys for stopping by. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. And then, of course, check out the pinned comment if you guys are looking for more Clash Royale content and more videos in general. I've been trying to put out like a video every single other day and make sure that the video is like extremely well edited. The video that I put out yesterday was interesting because if you guys think of Mega Knight, you're thinking of Mega Knight Evolution probably, right? But here's a deck that doesn't have the Mega Knight Evolution. It's just like standard, straight up normal Mega Knight without the evolution. And then it's got other cards that are evolved that function better than the evolved Mega Knight does in the deck. This is a top 200 player that is not running evolved Mega Knight when he's playing Mega Knight. So check out that pinned comment if you're interested in that deck. Really fun stuff. I'll see you guys.